So Colin just moved on island and he's wanted to go check out some saipan diving. Took him over to Lalo, and here's the lines, the guidelines taking us out. You can see that we're moving pretty quick. There's actually a pretty good surge and current pulling us out. I accidentally forgot to flood the lens of the housing unit, so that's what the watermark is there for. So once I realize it, then I just, I open it up, flood the lens, and then it's all good to go. However, right now is not the time to flood it just because we're moving so fast, and it's actually a two-part lens. It's got the red lens filter with the fisheye lens. So here we are. I went ahead and flooded both lenses, the filter lens and the fisheye. Here's Colin for just showing off his scuba skills. You can see how the water's a little murky right now, but there's a lot of fish just swimming around. It's great. Normally we have 100 feet plus visibility, horizontal visibility. But right now, just because of the surge and the something going on out in the ocean, it's just real murky. That's a good buddy of mine, Robbie. He was bringing some of his students back in. Here's some of the coral incrustations that have actually built up on the Japanese pipeline. The Japanese pipeline was the fuel line that the Japanese used during and before World War II, and that's the fuel line going out to the airport. And it's all been shut off, closed out, and it's just been staying there since World War II. Here we are heading out to the rock gardens. The reason why we call it rock garden, just like it looks, it's just a big pile of rocks everywhere, and a lot of good sea life out here. You do have to look for it though, and yet sometimes you have to look under the rocks, but you'll find a lot of interesting sea life out here. Here we go. We're going to start looking under some coral and some of the coral heads, trying to find some of the fish hiding underneath it. It's really interesting sometimes. Like I said, you can find some really amazing fish out here. Most popular fish that people like to find is the scorpion leaf fish. We have multiple different praying mantis shrimps. So here we are coming back in on the Japanese fuel line. You can see all the soft and leather coral just growing everywhere. It's just beautiful out here. You can see how strong the surge is right now in the current. And we actually get to a point where we're almost drifting inwards. It was an amazing dive. Didn't have to kick, it was just the current was just pushing us into shore. Here's Colin just having a good time, enjoying the dive. I actually give him my lens, or my camera here. During the little stop, I actually showed him how to work the photo and the video, and this is him from now on. So I'm pointing at a big school of trevally that are coming in. You only see a couple of them here, that one right there, but there's about 5 or 6 of them. They were just nice size. It was just amazing. Trying to get around the coral head and sneak up on them, but they don't really sit still long, so it's really hard to catch them. Here I start using my diver's wand to hold stationary. You really don't want to touch a lot of rocks and coral out here, so I just use my wand and I just to balance and stay on target, stay on location while I'm trying to look for certain things. It's a great device to have, that little rod sitting there. I call it the diver's wand. It's funny watching me in the video because I'm hardly ever in the video. I'm always recording my friends and my clients and students. Let me know what you think of Colin's videoing. One of the tricks I do is I send some air up into the pipe and you see it leak out, and you'll find the spots where it's actually leaking or it's got a hole in the pipes. Sometimes you actually scare out some pretty interesting fish in there. One day I scared out a pretty nice sized eel. It actually startled me. This is where the pipe is actually under the sand, and you can see where the air bubbles are leaking out of the pipe.